In this video, I'm going to show you how I homeschool both in Spanish and in English. After posting my PK4 curriculum pick video, one of you asked me if I could explain how I teach in Spanish even though I use books that are written in English. So math is going to be your friend when choosing to teach your child in Spanish, even though you're using books that are not in Spanish. Let me show you how I would do that. So it says in English, trace and write. I would just translate that in my mind and I would tell my child, traza y escribe el número 10. So as you can see, there's not a lot of instruction, there's not a lot of writing, and it makes it really easy for us as parents to look at it and to just instruct our child in Spanish. The same is true of this preschool beginner math. It says, color each circle blue, and I would tell my child, colorea cada círculo azul. Where it does get a little bit more challenging is a number book such as this one that has a lot of words in it. It says here, after Jesus had risen from the dead, there were two angels who appeared at the tomb. And I would translate it in my mind and say to my son, después de que Jesús resucitó de la muerte, habían dos ángeles que aparecieron en la tumba. I can translate the words if I want to. And that's the great thing about bilingual homeschooling is that you get to set the tone for your family. But I have been doing this for 5 years. This is something that comes natural to me. When I started homeschooling and translating curriculum, it was a little bit challenging. And I want to take a moment to say that if you need to reach for Google Translate on your phone, reach for it. This is not a pop quiz. It is not about perfection. As parents, we're just remaining faithful in our efforts to teach our children in 2 languages. And that is something to celebrate. Where it does get fun is this all about reading pre-reading curriculum. Because we have Siggy the Puppet. And I've told my son that Siggy the Puppet is bilingual. Siggy the Puppet speaks Spanish and English. And when it comes to the letter activity, I'm just teaching my child the letters in Spanish. But Siggy is learning to read English, and he's learning rhyming words in English. So there's a lot of rhyming in this curriculum, and that is where English really comes in for our family. But it is so fun. I tell my son that Siggy is just like him, that he has bilingual superpowers like him, and he loves it. It is so playful. It is so fun. We get to be creative and decide for our own families how we want to teach in dual languages. Next, I'm going to talk about the Get Ready for the Code and the Preschool Literacy Red Book. This one is not always going to match up. So for this page, for example, instead of saying lion, I can choose to say león. Instead of saying monkey, I can say mono. Instead of saying elephant, I will say elefante. However, it doesn't work for zebra and for fish, but that's okay because this is not my primary Spanish curriculum. That is why Llamitas is so great. This is just more dual language education. And for this one, as you can see, F is for fish, frog, fork, and fox. It's not going to translate, and that is okay. And I will just teach this one completely in English. But even the good and the beautiful that focuses on B is for bat and D is for donut, I can say those 2 things in Spanish. I can say la B comienza con el bate y después la pelota. And that's okay if ball does not translate to a B word. That's pelota with a P. I'm okay with that because the bate is the focus. And for the D, dona. So sometimes it does happen very easily for us, other times it doesn't. So for books such as the Abeka Handbook for Reading and the Logic of English books, as I mentioned in my PK4 curriculum pick video, I am just focused on English education here and teaching my child how to read in English using these 2 books. As I've already mentioned, you set the tone for your family. You get to decide what bilingual homeschooling looks like for your family. Both of these 2 books together make it so easy and so fun, and it's so great to teach my child fully in Spanish, and I don't have to worry about translating. So that's why I'm so thankful to have a Spanish curriculum that we really love. As you saw, sometimes I'm translating as I go, and I'm giving my son instructions in Spanish even though I'm reading them in English. For other books, I know what the purpose for them are and what the goal is, and that is to teach my child how to read in English. I will continue to repeat myself and say that you get to decide the tone for your family. You get to set goals for your own family, but I hope that it was helpful for you to see what the goals are for my family. As I've mentioned in other videos, it does take great effort on you as a bilingual homeschooling parent to teach in dual languages. And it also takes a lot of effort on your little one. So there's a lot of room for grace. There's a lot of room for trial and error. I have been doing this for 5 years, so it comes a lot more naturally to me than it did when I very first started with my oldest son. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And please subscribe to my channel as I continue to share more bilingual homeschooling videos and also videos on emotional regulation. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you are loving your one beautiful life.